Hey everybody, this is Theokinawakid'S here, and today I'm gonna talk to you about the new Syfy channel animated series, Wildlife. So basically, Wildlife is basically an animated series of 6 episodes that deals with the actual life and times of a whole group of animals in a nondescript zoo um, during the apocalypse and after the apocalypse. So basically, tell the story of how they kind of keep themselves occupied while fending off against mutated humans and basically trying to entertain themselves, all the while not going insane. So there's that. Um, Basically, the main characters are a bunch of group animals as follows. There's Murray the cheetah, who basically, is the main character. He's sort of like, this neurotic mess that goes through therapy for his primal urges. He's more or less this put upon protagonist, more or less, that everybody kind of tolerates because of his, well, less than, sociable tendencies. Also, not to mention the fact that literally he's sort of a kind of a simp in terms of his relationship with the local dolphin named Marnie, who basically has a crush with, and of course he can't really muster up the courage to actually commit to an actual relationship because he's kind of like trying to play the slow and long game, but turns out that's not working for him. So other than that, there's also other characters like his koala friend Darby. Darby is more or less, the cool, slick, lazy man sort of type of character, and he's kind of like the opposite of Murray. Darby is very much the inventor. He's the genius tech guy who basically, tries new inventions as well as keep the zoo safe and basically, all the security measures, like electric fences and all that stuff that keep all the zombies and stuff away. And basically, he's also the one who comes up with the more, outlandish sort of get rich quick schemes, or basically, the actual high end action that basically, they get themselves into. So, following that is Deborah. Deborah, the panda, is kind of like the sassy black female friend that basically they all had to deal with because she's high strung, highly sociable, loud, vivacious. Well, is vivacious the right word? More like, well, obnoxious, yeah. Also, like, hedonistic as all hell. A complete sex fiend, more or less. So, yeah, she's basically a horny black woman inside the body of a panda. So, with that being said, yeah, that's sort of the whole thing with Deborah. And she has a bunch of meerkat, like, yes men, sort of following her around and basically do all of her shit for her. So, there's that. And that's Deborah's thing. And then there's Marnie herself. Marnie is like, picture like Mordecai and Margaret's relationship from regular show. Just replace them with like Marnie and Murray. That's pretty much their relationship. That's pretty much Marnie's character as well. She's like the cool, girl next door, or rather, the cool dolphin girl next door to the fish, like the aquarium next door. So literally, she's kind of like that, and she's also kind of like very popular in the fact that she's very sociable, very positive, very upbeat, very laid back too. So she's like the perfect girlfriend material. But apparently, Murray can never seem to get a actual straight way of getting to her romantically speaking. So yeah, there's other characters as well, like Hudson the fox. Hudson is very much like this try hard wannabe sort of best friend that everybody kind of tolerates at best. He's very much the butt monkey of the series, more so than even Murray, and more or less like he's basically like this like he is the type of guy who's kind of like the little brother, the annoying little brother who's basically like all into action movies and like lasers and robots. Like he's very immature. He's very much into like explosions and stuff, and he's always wanted to be included, but the rest of the animals barely tolerate him and basically exclude them all or just forget they even exist half the time. So There's that. That's Hudson the fox. And then lastly is Viv the sloth, who you think the sloth character will be like, I don't know, like a stoner or like a very slow, dim-witted character. No, Viv the sloth is basically like this like hyperactive adrenaline junkie who basically is sort of kind of the one that does the most outlandish shit, like like hang gliding and basically all that, and like building like rocket jetpacks out of silicons, or like basically using those. So like basically she's more or less the polar opposite of what you think of a sloth character would be like. So that's Viv the sloth. So with that being said, these animals are basically trying to make the best out of a bad situation. Humanity basically wiped themselves out due to nuclear fallout. Think Fallout. And of course, the humans are basically mutated monsters, much like in the Fallout games. You know, with multiple limbs, green skin, rotting flesh, all that stuff. So basically, they hate humans and often would pass the time by killing off a bunch of human mutants that basically happen to wander into the zoo. So yeah, it's only 6 episodes, and basically the whole thing about wildlife is that it has more or less like plots ranging from, hey, they discover an actual abandoned TV station and just pretend to be, TV channels and TV stars. That goes horribly wrong. Or Marnie goes to therapy and to deal with his primal urges and, try to not be less angry anymore, and basically, that all that fails when, he needs that said anger to actually save the day, all the while trying to get the perfect gift for Marnie. But also, there's also other plots like actually meeting this new other bear from across the hill that teaches them how to play tennis, and they really like him. He's really fun to be with until they saw him masturbating in his house when they try to invite him back over. But that's the type of plots we deal with here in wildlife. So yeah, that's sort of the thing. It's a very off the wall kind of post apocalyptic comedy that basically ranges the gambit of, or rather runs the gambit of, quality in terms of its jokes. And the animation is very much like something out of Newgrounds or like on YouTube, where it's very much like an indie production kind of looks like it. But like more or less, I actually like Wildlife because it's generally funny at points, and I do love the actual dynamics of the characters. Main character kind of is like, kind of too much like Mordecai from regular show, but yeah. Outside of that, basically, Wildlife is another show, Syfy channel. I do recommend watching either on YouTube or what have you. And yeah, I suggest you check it out for yourself. I have the playlist on my YouTube channel for you to see. Wildlife, Sci-Fi, just all 5 episodes so far is basically on here. So check it out if you want to see for yourself. So this has been the Okinawa Kid, and I'll be signing off.